Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about equipment health, mainly your AV amplifier or anything that generates quite a lot of heat. So in this day and age, with all of the digital processing that happens inside of our equipment, the side effect of all of that processing is the heat, and that actually damages your equipment and shortens the lifespan. Now, it's not the sort of thing that's going to happen instantly because your stuff gets too hot too quick. You'll have thermal protection and stuff to save the equipment. But over a very long period of time, that extra heat, which can't get out, does damage the chips. So what's the easiest way to give your equipment the longest possible life? Well, that's to get the heat from inside away from it as quickly as possible. And this is where the cooler system from AC Infinity comes in. It takes all of that equipment killing heat and exhausts it out into the open air. And what you're left with is a very nice and happy, cool AV amp. And I'm just focusing on AV receivers and amps. In fact, you can use these on any equipment. Now, the model I've got here is the Aircom T9, and its arrangement has the blower fans pointing vertically straight up. So it will take the hot air off the top of the AVR and it exhausts it straight up. And depending on your situation, this might not be the best configuration for you, but that's where AC Infinity's got you covered as well. They make two other models. One exhausts directly out of the front and the other exhausts directly out the back. So no matter what your need is for getting the hot air away from the equipment, we've got it covered. Over 3 models. But let's go and have a look now to see what sort of information the T9 gives us in regards to how cool it is and how hot the kit is. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually factory restore the T9, so we're starting from scratch as if it's just out of the box. This thing gives me the opportunity to run through the display with you and tell you what's going on. So running left to right, the menu button, below that is the display. Then in the window where you see 85 degrees C, that's your target temperature. We also have an alarm, which is self-evident, and a fan speed display. Then right in the middle we actually have a display brightness. And on the right hand side we've got the probe temperature, and that's the current temperature that the probe is reading at that moment in time. And now that the boring stuff's out of the way, we can get onto the cool stuff and start looking at some of the smart technologies of the T9. Cycling the mode button allows you to get to what I think is the coolest bit, and that's the smart option. I am jumping ahead through the modes a little bit, but do you know what? I think this is the most important feature of the whole thing. But I also forgot to mention, silly me, is the fact that it will read out temperatures in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. And since we use Celsius in the UK, that's what I'm going to switch it over to. Now the smart feature, what it enables you to do is on the setting on the target temperature, it monitors this and then allows for the fans to kick in before it reaches that temperature. And if you actually watch the unit for long enough, what you'll see is 1 or 2 of the fan speed settings come on and then go off. And that's deliberately designed to keep the volume as low as possible with the maximum amount of air circulation and to keep the temperature below your master setting. We've also got the permanently on setting or permanently off. I don't know why you would have it permanently off. You can set the alarm temperature independently and the auto. Now the auto mode is a bit different. You set your target temperature and the fans only come on when that temperature is exceeded. And you know what? I'm really impressed with this little unit. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and it's a lot cheaper than a new HDMI board, I can tell you that. Another nice feature of the AC Infinity, it has 2 USB ports on the back, which you can actually connect up to extra fans, which are an optional extra. And the whole thing's powered from a very simple 12 volt power supply. All 3 models look the same, but the T8 exhausts out of the rear of the box. The T9, which is this model here, exhausts directly up, so you can actually put other equipment on top and keep that cool. And all 3 units will actually take up to 13 kilos of weight on top of it. And then you finally have the T10, which exhausts directly out of the front, which is really handy if you're in a tight environment. It's all closed in around the back and the sides, and you need to get that hot air out. It's your standard 17 inches wide by 13.5 inches deep and 1.5 inches high. So it is quite a small unit, in fact. And I'm just going to put up on screen some of the options regarding fans that you can plug into this and route to different areas onto different equipment. So it really is a versatile unit, not only keeping your AV amp or your stereo amp cool, but it can keep some of your sources, a Skybox, an Apple TV, because they get quite nice and toasty. And most importantly, it will extend the life of your equipment and the peripherals. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, it'd be great if we could have you as a subscriber. And if you feel like it, press the thumbs up button. Anyway, take care. I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.